morning wins. Yeah, didn't stand a chance, to be honest with you, but she took it out, even though the weatherman didn't stand a chance either. So let me do this and we'll move on.
Galaxy 107 FM.
That's right, it is back again. Nice to have everybody joining us this morning. And today we're doing something very, very special. Yesterday we were over in the UK, so we thought, well, why not? Let's double dip and go right on back there. Today we're being joined by the band District 13, and believe me, you're going to love it. Honestly, guys, check this out.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's feature artists on Galaxy 107 FM.
We get a lot of requests for Cantankerous. What are you talking about?
Oh no, I mean we always play it live. It's just like one of the songs that is been least pushed, I guess, on like the different socials and whatever. We've not used it as a single. I mean, live people love it actually. Just never, I don't know, just because it doesn't have a video and stuff. I guess it's just not been used as a single promotional material. But we literally have played it live every single show actually. So. Well,
I got to be honest with you. I didn't select the music that's coming up for you guys. Production did that, and they work on how many requests per se that you're getting as we stage through this interview. You know what I mean? So we've got other music that is being requested, but not as much as Cantankerous.
Okay, well that's good. Yeah, it's a very as the title is saying.
But I can tell you, literally, there's 997 requests for that particular track, and that's where we're starting. So it's going up from there.
Oh right, okay, great.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, we play that one if we come to New Zealand.
Yeah, believe me. And by the way, I know that you've had a couple of songs aired on the BBC. Well, you're going to have more aired on this station than they have.
Oh. Awesome.
Okay, because the next one up is Dark Horse.
Okay, yeah, that's another one that was never released as a single.
Then we're going to do Sweet Talk.
Yeah, that one's been on BBC. That one, not a single though. It still wasn't used as a single.
Right.
So.
And then When You Come Around.
Yeah, another one we play a lot.
Nice. And we're going to round it up with Step Into the Fire.
Okay, good. Yeah, that one is single. Yeah, no, off the first album, the singles actually ended up 3 different tracks. Summer is one of the most popular ones, live particularly. But no, that's good. All those we do usually play a lot of the ones you're playing anyway. You usually put in the live show. We just haven't pushed them as much online. Sweet Talk actually gets quite a good. We do seem to get a good response with that one.
I think personally too, we've got a couple of guys in production that just huge fans, and I think they've put a little personal selection in there. You know what I mean?
You might be interested.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, I mean we like all our own songs, I guess. So whichever ones you like is cool.
Very cool. Yeah. Very cool. How many countries? 94. No.
We have gear online.
There was 74 earlier on this morning.
Oh, 83.
83. Thank you.
Gears online.
Gears online. Nice to have you online, brother man. It is an absolute pleasure.
84.
84 countries right now are tuned in.
Oh right, awesome. Amazing the world of the internet.
Yeah, believe me, we are completely global, and I'll give you the stats as we go through. I'll give you how many were listening at the end. No good giving it to you now, right? So let's have some fun, guys. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Absolute pleasure to have everybody on board this morning, including Gear. Nice to have you on board, brother man. Absolutely brilliant. And today I'm absolutely elated because we're catching up with a young band called District 13 coming out of, well, the UK, out of London in the UK, in fact. Now, we were over that way yesterday. We thought to ourselves, why not? Let's double dip and go right on back to the UK. Now, District 13 are a heavy alternative rock band based in London, UK. The band came together when Arsene, which is joining us this morning, the drummer, and Richard, who can't make it at the moment, placed an ad for a singer in, what was it? Was it a magazine? Was it a newspaper? Was it online? How did you do this?
It was online website.
Okay.
It's called Gumtree, and Richard plays advert there. So this is how we met, three of us.
Very, very cool. Nice to have you guys on board. Jonathan, it is an absolute pleasure to meet you. Asen, absolute pleasure as well. I don't know. Should we give Richard a bit of stick for not being here? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, we thought he was going to be here. It was sort of like, I think he's working still, so didn't manage to finish.
So, Asen, between you and Richard, whose idea was it to look for a male order singer?
With Richard, we played another band before, District 13, but we were a bit concerned about the style of this band because we were something like session musicians, not band members exactly, and because we like more rock-oriented music, metal things, and we decided to start new band and decided to organize auditions and see if we like someone or someone like us and start the band. And John was the last one in these auditions. And when
hold on. What do you mean he was the last one? Was he the only one? Out of the hundreds of thousands that didn't apply, was he the one that got the job because he applied?
Around 50,000 people applied to the position, but because John is unique and we decided to work together.
You picked him up because he's cute, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's his smile. That's what it is. Believe me.
He's very handsome.
He is. Now, Jonathan, how long have you been singing?
Singing probably like maybe 6 years now. I mean, I was always a lead guitarist in bands, so I played in a previous band was called Romance. We had a deal with Universal for a while. That one was going very well. I had a very good singer and everything. When that fell apart, I just got more and more into singing. Was doing some an industrial project for a while with someone that had a lot more programmed music with the drums. It was still very heavy, maybe a bit influenced by like Rammstein or Marilyn Manson or something. But then I really wanted to play raw rock and roll, like honest rock and roll drum and bass and stuff. So I saw the advert of these people looking for a singer. And yeah, I remember being the last on the day, and I remember the audition songs were Radiohead Creep and Foo Fighters Learn to Fly, and then I did them, but then I suggested let's try doing Hey Joe from the Jimi Hendrix version. I'd often use Jam This at Jam Nights, like a much more heavy but extreme version of it. And that went really well, and then that's pretty much where it started. That was in 2017. It was around November, I remember. We didn't really get the band until like January the next year. We actually started rehearsing properly as a band.
That's really cool. That really, really is cool. Now, at the same time, Jonathan, have you always wanted to play rock? What made you choose this genre of music?
Well, I've always, to make me want to play guitar originally, I was into a lot of music. Like when I was like a kid, I did like stuff like Oasis or slightly more pop rock. And I'd listen to Limp Bizkit and stuff like that when that would come out. But it was really Nirvana when I first saw Smells Like Teen Spirit. I just was very attached to that just really grabbed me in. And then like I loved that. I just got into a lot of I love like so much classic rock. Guns N' Roses were a big influence growing up, and then just loads and loads of different bands. I did then. I mean, I have learned. I do some classical piano and like play some jazz and stuff. But my true heart is in stuff that's very, I don't know, angst sort of music and stuff that really feels like you're just yelling out at everything kind of thing. That's kind of where I feel most at home, especially if playing a gig or something. And like Cantankerous, I love playing that live, for example.
Now, that's a good way to come into this, because we did kick the show off with Cantankerous. So tell me a little bit about this track. How did you come to the lyrics?
That one's quite a funny one, yeah. The word Cantankerous, that was actually from my girlfriend. Every time she'd be angry, I just couldn't think of new words to call her, and I thought, cantankerous. She said cantankerous. I don't know if it was a word, and I actually haven't used that word ever in my life, and I thought, let's make a track judged on when she's in a bad mood. When she's angry at me or angry at something else. So the song, it's kind of a joke. Certain lines in the song are actual phrases she would say to me, like, I've said it 1,000 times, that's a thing that I've heard, or I swear to God, although I'm saying it much more angry in the track. So that the track, in a way, I used to introduce it sometimes as this is a love song, and then play it. But the track itself, it's also not direct. Like, it could be anyone's bad day at the same time. It's just, if you're having a really bad day, that's kind of, that's really the gist of the song. And the whole way it was written with the type of chords, very like, just a lot of chords and chromatic power chord type movements. It's got a lot of movement on the go and pounding drums and stuff. And so yeah, that's how that one really came together. It was, I mean, we got a lot of these songs because of our first album, we got a lot of them done. Like we started the band, like I said, in 2017, and then 2018 by July, we actually recorded that album. So within 6 months, all these songs, 12 songs, 10 of them were written, then 2 of them, Is This the Way, and When You Come Around were 2 songs I'd previously written, but never actually done it with a band, and I just had them as like home demos.
Now, I got to ask you guys, and this is coming from a young lady called Alita out of Glasgow. She's asking, how did you come to the name District 13?
Oh, well, I think I can answer that one.
Okay, the name is inspired from the movie Hunger Games, and because I like the story behind the movie, and I suggested the name. For me, it sounds cool, District 13.
I got to agree with you, and I really, really do. Now, I do have another fan question for you. Young lady coming out of Egypt, she's asking us, how do we get hold of you as a fan? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on TikTok? Are you on Instagram? But more importantly, do you respond?
We will respond. Yeah, we're actually on all those platforms. TikTok is new to me, but we have created a profile about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So yeah, all of them are. Well, if you go to our webpage, you'll find the links anyway. We were very responsive to email, info@district13band.com. Most of it's District 13 Band, so even the webpage, www.district13band.com, or Facebook/District 13 Band, everything is that, so YouTube as well. So yeah, we definitely respond, so I will respond.
Believe me, I wouldn't have said yes. Now you're going to get thousands of people getting in touch with.
No, yeah, within reason, yeah.
Yeah, believe me, you'll be there all day. You'll never get any work done, literally. Nice to know that you have a website. Now, on your website, do you have a merch store?
We do, yeah. The first album, some T-shirts. we're getting, because we recorded a second album, that isn't on there yet. The videos are, of course, all on there, but we've got just the first album CDs for sale, badges, T-shirts at the moment, yeah.
Very, very cool. Now, tell me about Dark Horse. Which one of you is it, or is it Richard?
No, Dark. I mean, with the lyric side of things, most of the songs lyrically, I wrote the lyrics, and then we took the sort of bare bones of the song into the rehearsal, and then we've jammed it out, and they've given their, like, you know, a sense drum style, and Richard with his bass style has added then their parts to it. So the Dark Horse. I mean, so lyrically, that one is just sort of like the underdog, I guess, or like, you know, the chorus is like a dark horse or a black sheep. It's sort of like the outcast, I guess, or the one you least predict to get somewhere is kind of the influence from that.
Well, I got to let you know, guys, that at 1,251 requests so far and climbing, we do play you a lot here at Galaxy. You're getting quite a following. You've seemed to make a connection with our audio audience, literally. So let's get it underway. You're right here at Galaxy. Here's Dark Horse. Love this. I got to let you know, as I said, I've been an engineer now for almost 40 years, but I've worked with some of the biggest bands in the world, not only here in New Zealand, but around the world. And when I said, you know, it's not often that I find a band I like, I got to be honest, I really do like District 13, I really do. So.
Thank you to Tina.
Thanks a lot, yeah.
Thank you.
Exactly. Got to give a big shout out to Tina as well, really do, coming out of Germany. Buziskas? Is that the right pronunciation,
They
Buziskas?
might know how to pronounce it.
How do you pronounce Tina's last name? Is it Buziskas?
You know, to be honest, because I'm terrible, we've always called her Tina, so I gotta be honest, I don't have the answer to
Yeah,
that.
I was taking your side on this one, Jonathan. Literally, I was, but I gave it a go. Gave it a shot. Tina, we love you. We really do. Thank you very much.
So much.
But you guys also have close friends with some of our close friends as well.
Close friends with some of yours.
Yes, believe me, we know a few people that know you,
Rock
including
Rogers.
Mr. Hatton, Tony Hatton.
Okay, are these Facebook friends though?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah, the only danger, I mean, not danger, I mean, I'm sure they're all nice people, it's just you get a lot of people in the feed and then you're like, you know, you don't know who
Tina's band.
sometimes.
Code.
What about Killcode?
Killcode, I've heard of Killcode because Tina used to work with them.
Exactly. And believe me, they're close friends of ours as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I've heard of them. I've checked out some of their music actually as well. They're in US, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They're doing quite well actually. I checked them out. They seem to be doing pretty well.
Yep, they really are. And believe me, they've got a huge following here as well. Because, yeah, they really do. And Tina, again, is Tina still working with them? I'm not sure. Yeah, not too sure.
Oh, I don't know. She's not working with them anymore, no.
Okay.
I don't know if it ended so well, that, but as long as we're not broadcasting, I don't think that was a good ending with it.
So, yeah.
We are recording it. Yeah, it is on. But the thing is, we can put a disclaimer in there. We can.
Oh, okay.
It's, you know, just general conversation. Really, it is. We have a young man that's watching us right now. His name is Gay Miranda, coming out of Norway, and his band Viking Queen, huge band in Norway, literally. This is the guy. Are you familiar with Lord of the Rings, the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, he wrote the score for it.
Oh, awesome.
You know, so he's watching you guys right now. You never know, he might want to do a show with you at some stage.
Oh, well, yeah, that would be cool, yeah. I'd love to write music for films, actually, would be pretty cool.
I tell you what, you never know, he might get in touch with you, John, and
We can introduce them.
write a song together. He's done it before. That's right. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. It is 5 minutes after, well, going on 6 minutes after 11 o'clock and 22 degrees. Even though I haven't won, it's ended up on my prediction anyway. So, well, you know, that happens. Friday, coming into a brand spanking new weekend. And yes, we've dipped right on back over to the UK to catch up with the boys from District 13. And it's an absolute pleasure to be able to meet these young men. Now, Asen, you don't actually come from England itself, do you?
Yes. I'm born and raised in Bulgaria. It's a country in East Europe.
Now, how long have you been playing the drums?
I was 16 when I started playing drums.
Okay.
It was a long time ago. Maybe, yeah.
They're a late bloomer, Jonathan. Literally,
Yeah.
most of the people I talk to, I started when I was 5, no worries, you know what I mean?
No. I used to play football when I was 5 till 16, 17, then stopped with the football and started to play more drums, and my dream was to have a rock band and have fun.
Now,
Yeah.
at the same time, Asen, I presume you're talking about soccer, the great game.
Yeah.
Here in New Zealand, we call football rugby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we got the All Blacks. You know, they're pretty good at it. They've had a win or two over the years. So believe me, that's what we call. But we do have the All Whites as well, which is our New Zealand national soccer team, and that's what we call.
Team.
Yeah, that's what we call it.
Cool.
Now, Jonathan, which part of London are you in?
I live in Islington, which Archway is the exact part, but the borough is Islington.
Okay. Now, I'm quite familiar with England and with London itself. I used to live in Piccadilly Circus and worked in a... Yeah, look, I used to work in a place called Church.
I've heard of this church. Yeah, I've heard of an Aussie night called Church, where they party all day and night. Is what I've heard of.
Well, the Church itself was literally a Kiwi Australian deal. You could only get in if you were a Kiwi Australian, but you could go with a friend. You know what I mean? You could take a local with you, but at least there had to be a Kiwi or an Australian in there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And
No, an Australian friend told me all about this. Yeah.
well, I used to be a DJ there.
Yeah. All right.
So believe me, I know a lot. Used to spend a lot of time down the West End.
Yeah. We have played in Soho only once actually. Yeah, it's Central London is. I know most of the time we play around Camden, North London, or sometimes South London. A lot of the venues seem to be around there. And Soho still has a lot of the venues, but they're very small, like the old small venues with a low ceiling that a lot of the punk bands would have played in the 70s. They're cool and everything. They're just the sound is very chaotic. You know, it's a good raw show, I guess.
Very cool. Brian Wayne Perry's on board. Nice to have you on board, my friend. What up, family? Love you all. Back at you, bro. Donnie Coulter. Again, Donnie, nice to have you back, my friend. You seem to be, fanatic in watching us, and I thank you for that. I really, really do. Can't wait to get you back online for another interview in the near future, Donnie. I really, really can't. Now, tell me about Sweet Talk. Are you describing me?
Maybe. Yeah. It's a little bit tongue-in-cheek, really. It's sort of, I titled it Sweet Talk, because it's just sort of, do you know what, you pick two songs which are kind of like done a little bit in a jokey style, like that one, the pre-chorus, of course, Open the Door. I've heard it about a million times before. It's a little bit influenced by the Doors' Love Her Madly, when it's like, don't you love her when she's walking out the door, so it's sort of, it's sort of like that sort of thing when you're doing arguments, someone walks out and slams the door behind them.
Very, very cool. So, right here at Galaxy, we have District 13 coming out of the UK today. Here is Sweet Talk. Like your t-shirt too, by the way, Arsene.
Oh, thank you.
I've worked
I'm a
with
big
them.
fan.
I've worked with them a couple of times.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm talking a couple of decades ago now.
Yeah. This is my biggest inspiration in music.
Really?
So I started with drums because of Metallica and
Okay. Well,
Lars Ulrich.
Lars is a genius. He really
Tina's
is.
just logged in.
Tina's logged in. Well, say hi to Tina. She's on board, guys.
Oh, hello.
I love doing that to people. Hiya, Tina. Nice to have you on board. And I got to thank you so much for introducing us to District 13. What a fantastic band. Getting a huge following here at Galaxy. And it can only get better. It really can. Having said that, guys, I want to talk. We did mention very, very briefly about maybe touring to New Zealand. I wouldn't mind talking about that. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I would be. I'd love to go to New Zealand, and if I can tie it in with a tour, that'd be the best solution for me.
Absolutely.
Great idea. Oh, by the way, did you see that Sean Connery passed away yesterday?
The day before.
Sean Connery didn't pass away yesterday. He passed away like a few months ago.
Did he? Oh, we
Yeah.
got some news yesterday saying that Sean Connery passed away
You must
yesterday.
get slow news in England. Sean Connery's a bit of a legend. I mean, James
Yeah,
Bond.
exactly, absolutely. But having said that, I see Daniel Craig has finally completed and got the very last one of his out.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, no, yeah, I haven't seen it though yet.
No, neither have I. But did you see that they had to interrupt the filming for 6 weeks when he broke his ankle?
Oh right, yeah, he's not as hard as he plays in the movie then.
While he was, don't forget, it's costing a huge amount of money every day by the hour that he's off sick. All the management and everybody with the franchise and everything like that said, hey, listen, with Daniel leaving, let's find somebody new to take his place that, new age kind of. Should we make James Bond a female? Now, believe me, I hate that idea because Moneypenny's Moneypenny.
Yeah.
But Ian Fleming wrote James Bond as a man. Leave him as a man, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess it's being stupid. It's like, why wouldn't you just create a new character?
Exactly.
I mean, the book states one character, so go with that.
Absolutely.
I mean, otherwise...
Hey, listen, I was a big fan of Pussy Galore. But...
Seriously?
No, true, there was a character called Pussy Galore. Now, but having said that, I've heard now that they're going to make him... They've come sort of halfway and says, we're going to make him gay.
Yeah, I think none of them will work, really.
No, I don't think so either. But at the same time, you know what they're going to call him now?
What?
Yep.
07.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Makes you wonder what he's going to do with his Walter PPK now, doesn't it? That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today I'm joined by District 13, absolutely fantastic band. I'm really, really happy to be able to do this one, and Tina, believe me, brilliant, you're on to a winner, you really are. Now, having said that, guys, and I'm rather interested in this, we did discuss maybe getting you guys down here in New Zealand. I'm going to have a chat about that, but first of all, how's the COVID deal happening over there for you guys right now? Yeah, is it coming through the other end? Can you see light at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah, yes and no, really. I mean, to be honest, I've never had it or felt any symptoms myself. But in terms of like the news, it's just one day it seems like it's better. Then now the news says our cases are skyrocketing, and what they need to make decisions in the next few months. So I don't know. I mean, I thought, when they put the vaccine out, it'd all be like, start to go back to normal, and that, I think we won't have a lockdown anyway. But I just think international travel at the moment is always a bit
It's
risky.
difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We aren't accepting anybody other than Kiwis with Kiwi passports back in. Then you've got to do your MIQ thing, if you know what I mean. Get your shots, all sorts of things, including these days, and the government's pretty much making this mandatory now. If you haven't had your shots, you lose your job.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Literally, you get a passport thing to say you can and do things. If you haven't got your passport, you're pretty much a pariah.
Okay, no, we haven't got that. We haven't got that yet here, but maybe soon.
Yeah, well, you see, we know Jacinda Ardern, who's our Prime Minister, and she says to me, Grant, I was talking to Boris the other day, and guess what he said to me? And I went, go on, what did he say? And she goes, check it.
I think it is sensible to wait just a little longer. Just a little longer.
At least, I mean, we don't want Brexit all over again with this. Come on, move on. Let's get it done, literally.
I don't know if he makes the best decisions, but...
Well, I got to be honest with you. I heard in the news this morning that a little bit of strife happening there, a bit of corruption going on, and MPs leaving like rats off a ship.
Well,
I think it's just, he's been pretty mad the whole time. I just think he says one thing, they do another thing. Yeah, I mean, even with the COVID to begin with, it's like, it was going to spread all over Europe, and then we were staying open, and Boris Johnson was saying with everyone.
Yeah, but...
The next minute, intensive care. So.
But having said that, Jonathan, and believe me, I've been there, it's all about the pub. You've got to get the pub open.
Oh yeah, the pub does have to be open. Yeah, I mean it was pretty tragic for a long while there. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean,
what's the weather's so bad here? It's like, what are you going to do with that pub? I mean,
exactly. I mean, what's an Englishman without a glass in his hand? Really?
Yeah.
Gosh. Chrissy, nice to have you on board. It's an absolute pleasure to have you with us. It really is. And believe me, today, you're going to love this band, Chrissy. You really are. District 13 is joining us out of the UK. Now, guys, at the same time, I did mention that we were going to talk about getting you guys here in New Zealand playing in front of New Zealand audiences. I presume you would like to take up the idea, but I've got a better idea for you. Let's not only do New Zealand, let's do Australia as well. What do you reckon?
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, I'd love to do that. I love being fighter, so yeah.
It kind of makes it financially viable now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does definitely. Yeah, I would love to come to Australia. I mean, the home of AC/DC is that sells it anyway. But I would love to go to Sydney and travel both countries.
Have you ever met AC/DC?
No, I've seen them live, but I've not met them though.
I've been working with them for 33 years.
Wow.
And in fact, one of my...
You didn't meet Bon Scott then. You're not quite long enough.
Well, I tell you what, a very close friend of mine, Dave Evans, was the founder and first lead singer of AC/DC.
Oh, right, okay.
And I'll introduce you to him if you would like. Philip Rudd, the former drummer, lives about an hour and a half away from my place and has slept on my couch many times.
Oh, okay, really? Phil Rudd.
And Bon Scott, yes, I've met him once.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, no, he's definitely one of my idols. I love AC/DC in general, so that's one of my favourites.
I got the job by mistake, to be honest with you. Their engineer couldn't make it one year. The company that was bringing them into the country says, Grant, would you like to do it? And they were that impressed. I got the job every year, or every time they came back after that. You know what I mean? So believe me, been a fantastic career with those guys. It really has. And I could run you a list of huge amount of bands that I've worked with, including In Excess and David Bowie, Michael Jackson, Queen, Metallica. Believe me, there has been a lot of bands that I've worked with over the years. That's why, again, it is that important to get through to you that it's not often that I find a band I like. And this is the music I like. You're producing this. Now, at the same time, through this COVID deal, are you writing more? Are you recording more at the moment?
Well, currently, because we've got a new album, no, but the new album we wrote, a lot of that was done during the COVID. In fact, Stepping to the Fire, I mean, a lot of songs, they're not necessarily just directly messaged at one thing, but Stepping to the Fire, some of the lyrics are kind of pointing that way, particularly in the bridge section. It's kind of like this, how everyone's life suddenly changed, and, you know, how we're having to then cope with because I just never expected it. I don't know, the whole idea of the world going into some sort of lockdown and everything shutting just seemed, you could never imagine that happening, really, you know.
So, okay, keeping in mind, now that we've discussed about getting you down here, down under to the Antipodes, got to let you know, guys, we're a little crazy down here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've heard.
We are... Have you ever heard of a hoo-hoo grub?
What?
A hoo-hoo grub. I'm not going to tell you what you would call it. You'll figure it out, believe me, but... a hoo-hoo grub, literally, you're familiar with a caterpillar, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This is nothing like it. Literally, it's bigger, it's white, like a double-decker bus to a mini, to be honest. And are you familiar with the tequila whiteworm deal?
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
Okay, well...
I've never had it, I've seen it, yeah.
Okay, we have a version of that where you have alcohol before, some try during, and afterwards is always mandatory as well. But what you do is you put the live body in your mouth, rip off the head, don't eat the head, but when you crunch down on this, it's like eating creamy peanut butter.
Really? Does it taste as good?
Yeah, it does. It really does. And believe me, the indigenous folks of New Zealand, the Maori, still today use it as a delicacy. We use it as a tradition here at Galaxy. Barbara is the manager and owner of the entertainment company Aurora Entertainments that brings bands into the country. She's a one-stop shop, literally from scaffolding, staging, sound equipment, staff, you name it. She does the whole logistics, literally. So
that's a lot of work.
Yeah, but not so much over the last 2 years, I've got to be honest with you. It's been pretty, naff actually. But having said that, and Jonathan, you'd know them as a witchetty grub.
A witchetty grub? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not familiar with it.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'll get Barbara to send you the instructional video, okay?
Okay. I'll check that one out.
just to show you that, well, to be quite honest with you, I'm not pulling your leg. We actually do this. We really do. Are you familiar with New Zealand at all? Do you know anything about it?
I know. Well, I know that you have very nice mountains, Wales, and Flight of the Conchords. I know that.
Great TV show, really. It's great guys too. We love them here in New Zealand as well.
Yeah.
Ask John if he would like to drink a bomb again. Tell me about this, John.
Oh, right. Isn't it? Yeah, that's a Bulgarian thing. What was it called?
Inception bomb.
Inception bomb. Yeah, it made me feel like the movie. I was as confused as watching the movie Inception. Actually, it was. It was. Yeah. Do you know what? It's because we just finished recording the album, and I tried to not drink much in a whole week because the voice and I was having to record a lot of vocals in a few days, and. They got to the last night, I had the plane ride the next day, and it was just, I was unconscious. He had to drive me. It was falling all over the place. It was really...
It was
I tell you what, Arsene, I want you to send Barbara the recipe for that, okay?
Yeah.
I'll be in for it, I'll give it a go myself, absolutely. In fact, I was talking to a young man coming out of Canada this morning, and he says...
Jaeger bombs where they drop the Jaeger in the Red Bull. Well, it was really like a jug, and then it was almost... I don't know what all the alcohol was, but it was like one falls into this one, and that falls into a jug. So you literally drink in a big jug.
Yeah.
Or it wouldn't even be legal in many countries, but they've got a little bit. You know,
We drink a lot in Bulgaria, so
We do something similar with beer, Jägermeister and Giuliano. And we call that a depth charge.
a depth charge. Okay.
okay.
I'll give that one a try.
Yeah, do that. Believe me,
We can share recipes.
do that because believe me, I'm a big fan of having a tiffle every now and again. I'm going to be honest with you. You do this job for long enough, you really want to go to the pub afterwards. You do. You really do. Literally, and I've got to be honest with you guys, and I'm really impressed that you're having a drink actually there, Arson. I start work about 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, and I'm lucky to get out of here by about 8 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's why I'm a big fan of going to have a drink after work. You know, bang, let's do this. Now, having said that, here in New Zealand, and let me fill you in a little bit about New Zealand. We're made out of three islands. 4 if you count Australia. We'll take credit for that one as well, literally. But we're made out of 3 islands. A very, very small one down the bottom of New Zealand, the only one that actually got a real name. Weird. It's called Stewart Island, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
And then those who named New Zealand ran out of imagination, literally, and called the next one South Island. I'll give you a few shots at what they would call the next one after that.
Cool. Where?
North, yeah, actually, you hole in one right there, Jonathan, literally. So we've got these 3 islands. Now, down the west coast of the South Island, there's a little place called Hokitika that has a wild foods festival. Now, you guys are familiar with festivals, you know, kids wandering around, candy floss, hot dogs on a stick, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not there. You might find a kid wandering around with a deep fried locust or something like that.
Mm,
Literally. It's really wild foods. But this is where they partake in the the hoo-hoo grub. Now, seriously, guys, you got to wonder about the mentality of the person handing you a bowl of these white wiggly things and expecting you to eat one. You do. Don't worry about the mentality. There is none. It's me handing you the bowl, okay? Literally.
I'm excited to try things, but
Now, do you know much about Australia?
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, being a guest, they want English, a lot of them.
Okay, well, let me put you in here. New Zealand was colonialised, got that word right today, colonialised by Captain Cook, right? An Englishman. Whereas Australia was used as a prison.
Yeah.
You know,
That's true.
you English people got it right the first time. Don't forget, we play rugby here. We have a love-hate relationship. You know what I mean?
Rivalry with Australia.
Yeah. We have the All Blacks. They have the Wallabies. Sorry, Wallabies. Believe me, they get a bit of stick from me at the same time. Now, have you ever heard of Queenstown?
Yes. Yeah.
Queenstown, yeah.
Okay, no, not Queensland. That is in Australia. That's the place where all the men wear dresses and high heels, drive fast, and women's clothing. Call it drag racing, I think they do. By the way, are you familiar with the Spice Girls? You should be, right?
Of course, yeah. I mean, the Spice Girls.
Okay.
Unfortunately, yeah, but yeah, I am familiar.
Okay, well, I was talking to an Australian woman not so long ago, and she says, Grant, this COVID thing over here is much like the Spice Girls. And I went, how do you get that one? She goes, well, you know, the country's doing okay except for Victoria.
But also,
Yeah, literally, she did do that one to me. Queenstown. Now, Queenstown is a little boutique-y town come city where all the A-listers from around the world go and get away from the paparazzi and other people like that.
Yeah.
Maybe the wife or the husband or something like that. Shania Twain owns property down there. Pre-pandemic was Kevin Costner, Keanu Reeves, The deal, you know what I mean? Literally, Tom Cruise was down there, the whole deal. So it's one of those places where you never know who you're going to run into. But guys, if we take you down there, you don't want to run into me.
Is that where we can stay if we come down, if we do a tour, we're going to stay where Kevin Costner and Tom Cruise and everyone stay?
Yeah, we can do that. We really, really can, believe me.
In the basement.
Yeah, well, no, actually, they have some pretty plush hotels and motels down there, and you know, a lot of the dignitaries go and stay down there. But the reason why you don't want to run into me is we have a thing down there. Well, literally, I'll throw you off a bridge.
You'll throw us off a bridge? Did you
Yeah,
say?
I'll throw you off a bridge. Absolutely. We have a thing down there called bungee jumping.
Oh right, yeah. No, I know. I know people who have gone there to do bungee jumping. I was going to say, when you said, do you know anything about New Zealand? That was one of the things I was going to say.
There you go. Well, you know what? You're not Australian. We'll attach the bungee.
No.
Sorted. At the same time, we have a big slingshot swing that we will, just project you out over. Okay, over this canyon. It's fantastic. It really is. If it doesn't make your heart pump, you're not alive, right?
Yeah, I'd love to do it. I've never done it, but I would love to do it.
Okay, well, while we're down there, see, it's going to take a little while, so we might even get a show in down there. While we're down there, there's a place called the Shot Over River. Now, this is fantastic, and I tell you why. They have these big jet boats, and believe me, super-powered boats. They turn these things inside out, upside down, all around, and they guarantee you won't spill your beer. Now, I had an American say to me, why won't I spill my beer? I said, quite simply, you know, we're civilized, we put caps on it, you know, lids. It's a simple solution. Anybody scared of heights?
No. Heights really. Oh yeah, you don't like planes, did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
Place.
All right, well,
If I can drive, I will drive everywhere.
Arson, I'm a skydiver and I'm an instructor. I would love to take you outside of an aeroplane.
Yeah. Okay. It's a bit challenge for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Jonathan, let me tell you about this. Not so long ago, just before the pre-pandemic thing, I was sitting at home and the phone rings. Local airport rings me up and says, hey, listen, we've got a whole group of people here that want to go for a jump. I'm going, sweet, great. So I go down there and I just walk back, go and get changed, sit at the back of the room watching the instructors and everybody take them through all the deal, literally. And I'm just sitting there watching this one guy. He looked so nervous. I just pointed to the lady and went, he's mine. Right? I want that guy. As they're walking out to the plane, I shoot on past them and get into the back of the plane where everybody's going to be sitting in front of me, right? And my co-instructor hooks me into this guy, literally, you know, and everybody's going, and as we get to the door, he's pushing back like crazy. No, I don't want to go, you know what I mean? And I'm leaning forward, and just at the tipping point of falling off, I hit him on his helmet and said, you been an instructor long? Dude screamed all the way down. He didn't shut up all the way down.
Just in there.
Absolutely funny. So, when you come around, tell me about this track.
This one was written. This was before District 13, but it wasn't in any other band. This was just written at home. I was just piecing together ideas for if I could get a band together. So yeah, this track it's actually one with the music experiments a bit with a synth. It's the only one we've actually decided to try a synth on a song. Lyrically, it's not really particularly directed at anything particular. It's just sort of when you come around, sort of like when you get your mind back together, kind of thing. Will you let me know? Like, I don't know. It's just like you can talk to that many people, you just think they're completely nuts. It's like whatever you're saying is not making sense to me. Talk to me when you make sense again. You know.
Well, I got to let you know, Jonathan, 2,700 requests to date, and one request to date in climbing. This is something that's making a connection with our listeners, and believe me, I have a young lady that's asking, Jonathan, what would you call the pinnacle of your success right now?
Pinnacle. Well, I would just, in terms of music, I think the best thing, well, we've done as a band would have been playing the Hills of Rock Festival in Bulgaria, because that's where Judas Priest and Iron Maiden were headliners for that. So, and we have been booked again. Well, we were booked for 2 years ago as well, but then there was we've been booked consistently, but the pandemic keeps putting it back. So we are booked for this summer, 2022 summer, in which who's headlining? Slipknot and Sabaton.
Sabaton, yeah.
Okay, good bands too, by the way. Right here at Galaxy, joined live by the boys from District 13. Yes, when you come around. Are you guys?
Second.
Yeah, go for it. Jonathan, you're not a vegan, are you?
I'm vegetarian, yeah.
Okay, you are. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not vegan, but vegetarian, yeah.
Right, because I was actually talking to a vegan the other day, and I said to her, "Where do you guys hang out?" And she goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Seriously, the only place I see you hanging out is on the news." So, how long have you been a vegetarian?
For about 7 or 8 years. I still wear. I guess maybe I'm not strictly because I wear a leather jacket and stuff. So maybe that's. That's probably,
No, it doesn't count. You're not eating it.
Yeah, I'm not eating it. I wear the leather jacket, so maybe that I don't kill too many animals then.
No.
That's a long time.
Well, you're not responsible for the death of that jacket. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was just. It wasn't that I didn't like meat. I was just. I wasn't a fan of all this factory farming and stuff. So that was the main reason.
I understand. I fully understand, bro. I really do.
Terry Van Cannon's joined.
Terry Van Cannon's joined us. Believe me, great to have you on board, brother man.
Thanks for being
Terry Van Cannon coming out of North Carolina, one of the masters of slide steel guitar. Wicked. Nice to have you on board, bro. Gosh, it's hot in here. I'm sweating like crap. Can you give me some Kiwi air conditioning, please?
Lucky for you, it's like 1 degree here.
Wow, 1 degree.
Believe me. Kiwi air conditioning. It's called Open the Bloody Window. It is. How we going? Okay.
Cheers.
Fine. Really impressed somebody's having a drink. Literally, I've gone through a number of entertaining interviews this week, and not one of them broke out anything alcoholic.
Really? Oh no, me it kind of goes. I have to. Well, I don't have to, but it's like it's past 10:30, so it's perfect time for a beer.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Good on you guys. Believe me. Even the guys that I spoke to yesterday, Neon Fields. I think one of them was actually.
Yeah, I feel like a lot more musicians these days seem to live a more healthy lifestyle. Actually.
Yeah.
That's not rock and roll.
Yeah.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today joined by District 13 coming out of the UK. Absolutely fantastic to have us and John with us. Unfortunately, the third member, Richard, the bass player, is unable to make it today, but we love him anyway. We really do. We'll send him the bill later. he can pick up the check. Now, having said that, guys, and we are we had discussed about getting you here to New Zealand. Are you familiar with Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, the original set, the Hobbiton set, literally the very first movie that you see where they're going into Hobbiton itself, still exists about an hour and a half away from where we are. So we'll take you there, show you, well, the staff will.
Well, it's all done up still like the Hob, like it is on
Yeah,
the
absolutely. You get to see the whole deal, literally the wishing tree.
Is it free to go in?
No, but we'll take care of that for you, don't worry.
I was just curious, yeah, because I went to Malta in the summer and they had the Popeye set from the 80s with Robin Williams. And I wanted to go in, but it's like, yeah, I don't know, they were charging a lot for that. But I'll pay for Lord of the Rings more likely. So I've never watched.
Yeah, well, at least, I mean, the staff will have to take you because I'm not allowed back.
He's a naughty boy.
Yeah,
You're
well,
like, what did you do?
well, I had an issue with the security guard and his car sort of went missing. It's been missing now for almost 3 years, but they actually got it back the other day. It was actually big posts everywhere saying, hey, listen, we got it back. Literally, yeah. I'm also a pilot, and I know how to fly fixed wing and rotor, right?
Yeah.
So I commandeered this particular vehicle of theirs and drove it down this motorway. You can imagine a golf cart going down a motorway, how much attention that grabs in its own right. Got it to a friend's place, went to Rotorua, picked up a rotor and came back and dumped the thing in the middle of the lake. Lake Rotorua, which is a big lake. It's huge, literally. Problem is, after 3 years, damn thing popped up. Somebody in a boat literally almost ran over it, towed it back to shore, dragged it out, got in touch with the police. The police went through the bin numbers, everything like that, to find out it was from the Lord of the Rings set. So you never know, I might actually be allowed back now that they got it back. Having said, yeah, but having said that, you see, I've got an ace in my back pocket. I've got to be straight up with you. Peter Jackson, Sir Peter Jackson, the producer of the movie, I actually went to university with. He's a close friend of mine, and yeah, no,
Wow.
I can't call him. I really can't call him Sir Peter because I've got drunk with this man many times. You know what I mean? So, and if you ever want to see some of his earlier work, let me recommend Meet the Feebles. Now, you must be familiar with the Muppets, right?
Yeah.
With the
Muppets.
Muppets? Yep. Yep.
Muppets. Oh, Muppets. Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is like an adult version of it.
Oh.
Literally.
Yeah, yeah, that would be quite interesting, I guess.
Hilarious. Every car is a Morris Minor.
Oh.
Yeah, literally that old. But I remember him making that movie, literally, and he got all of us out there looking for these Morris Minors from everywhere, literally. We managed to do it. We did. We got it done. Great movie too, by the way. You'll love it.
I haven't Morris Minor anymore. I must have
Yeah.
seen one a year, maybe.
Yeah, oh, believe me, one of the few cars that used to float, like the V-Dub back in the day. I don't know if the new V-Dubs float these days. The old ones did, the German ones anyway. Now, we're about to wrap this up, but this is coming to the pinnacle because believe me, guys, Step Into the Fire right now is way over 3,000 requests. Why is our audio audience relating to this more than anything?
I think this song. I think this song is I'm very happy with the finished product because it's got a lot of different changes and the groove to it, the pounding drums. That there's great groove that Sen's put to it. It's got a very dark edge to it as well, but also just a high lifting chorus. And I think that's for me. I'm very happy because this is off our new album. All the tracks we've obviously had today were off the first album. Same producer we've used, but I just think we've nailed it even more with our new album that we're coming out. So
yeah, well, as I say to you, I've been an engineer for many years now, and I've listened to your music. I don't listen to it as a fan would. I listen to it as an engineer, as a DJ, if it's commercially viable, blah, blah, blah. But I'm really impressed. I've already told you that I really like your music. I have you literally playing in my car. And that doesn't happen often as well.
That's right.
It really is. But believe me, I can't fault your work. Now, let's give a plug for your recording studio. Is it a home recording studio or is it a professional studio?
It is a professional studio. Our producer is really, really good and famous in my country, in Bulgaria. So we went to Sofia to his studio and recorded the albums there.
Okay.
And
so
he's a really nice person, and it's a pleasure to work with him.
So, okay, Arsene, give me the name of the recording studio. Let's get it. Get that secret out there.
His name is Georgi Stanev, but the studio is there is no name. It's just at his place. So yeah.
Okay, so if you want to be recorded by that recording studio, bug the hell out of Arsene. Okay, he'll give you the address.
Yeah, it's my own studio though, isn't it? It's like, I mean, most of the time I was playing with his dog when we were recording.
Yeah, it was at his home.
Now, speaking of dogs, by the way, Jonathan, what happened with your one? Because
No, do you know what? He's actually got a bit of a glimmer of hope. I cancelled last week because the vet had said that he was going to have to be put down the next day. They thought he had a certain problem with the spine where the legs go. But he's actually reacted to these steroids, and he's started to. As much as they thought he had one thing, he might not have that thing. So he's soldiering on. He's soldiering on at the moment.
That's fantastic. I'm a big dog fan myself. I got a couple myself, you know what I mean? And when Barbara says to me, you're having a few problems with your dog, I was really upset about that. I totally understood.
I was devastated. I don't know. He's such a. You get so attached. He's like he's 10. So but he's soldiering on. He's got some more. He's got some more to go. So I'm quite happy. Yeah, I was pretty relieved after a few days. It seems like he's on a bit of a mend.
That's brilliant news. I'm really, really happy, not only for the dog, but for you as well, and the rest of your family, everything like that. Huge gap to fill when they go, you know what I mean? So,
it is devastating. I know you get so attached to them, it's strange, but they are brilliant.
They really, really are. Unconditional love, too, from any dog, literally. So, so pleased about that. Right here at Galaxy. District 13, step into the fire. You're gonna love this. How you feeling, guys?
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll wrap it up after this, but please don't go anywhere because the girls want to take some photos of you guys, and we'll put all of this, all part of the package. Now, are you familiar with the Galaxy Artist page on Facebook?
I've been on there, yeah. I've checked it out.
Good. Use it. It's free for you. Literally, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you've got a new song, if you've got a new label, if you've got a new logo, if you've got the opening of a shoebox, put it on there because there are so many people look at that, and literally you don't know whether they're labels, whether they're promoters, venue owners, or just a fan. Keep promoting yourself in there.
We'll definitely, definitely. We're gonna have lots of stuff coming soon. Actually, we've got a gig all the way in Blackpool. I don't know, you know Blackpool's like way up north in like England. So yeah, we've got a gig on Saturday. We've got to travel up to Blackpool, so we'll have it's a day festival. So we'll have some stuff to post from that.
Nice. Please put it on there because the world wants to follow you guys. I can see this by your stats and how we get a reaction from people here at Galaxy, all about you.
We'll introduce Gear to them.
You want? Okay. Barbara says she's going to introduce Gear to you. Believe me, you're going to love his band too, which is Viking Queen, coming out of Norway. And he's the guy that wrote the score for Lord of the Rings.
And I'll
So he may want to write something with you, Jonathan.
Oh yeah, I'd be up for it. I mean, I would love to write for films.
Well,
No,
he
just-
doesn't write for films. He writes for bands and rock music and stuff like that. But yes, he does do films and stuff as well. You know what I mean? I think it was Warner Brothers that picked up on it. Don't think it was Universal Studio. I think it was Warner Brothers that picked up on it.
Yeah, but he's in a rock band himself.
Yeah, he is in a rock band himself. Absolutely. Well, he's the manager of it.
Yeah, Viking Queen.
We'll send you some information about it. Okay, you'll love it.
Yeah,
Now, talking back, let's get back to talking about promotions for District 13 because there's a number of things we can do here, and I would like to get Barbara to introduce you to a friend of mine coming out of India. He lives in a region of about 8 million people, and he has a magazine. Right, and believe me, I think he knows each and every one of these people by first name, to be honest with you. But we would like to get Barbara to introduce you, do a group chat thing
And I'll
to get you
include
in this magazine. Would you be interested in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. In India, did you say?
Yeah. Believe me, it's a
Right.
global magazine. It really is a global
Yeah.
magazine. But he's based in India. Fantastic
I'm
magazine. In
very
fact, I was
curious.
talking about Dave
Yeah.
Evans, the first lead singer and founder of AC/DC. He was in, I think, the one before last, something like that. We got him in that one. Move Penny's watching.
Yeah.
Kia ora, bro. Nice to have you on board. It really is. Move's an artist coming from the far north.
He's been in the magazine.
He's been in the magazine. He has, literally. But yeah, we would love to continue to be able to promote you as much as possible. Now, just wondering, guys, how about doing me a couple of voice drops? Like, hi, this is Jonathan and this is Arson from District 13 on Galaxy 107 FM, something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Well, you need to send just an audio file.
Yeah, MP3.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
not
we've
a
done-
WAV.
For a few different ones. Yeah, we will definitely. I can definitely
Awesome,
get that.
awesome. Because again, the more times our fans hear you and hear your name, the more they get to know who you are, go looking for you, all that sort of stuff. But I am going to ask you, do you have a t-shirt you could throw me with your brand on it? Because when people do these, and today, believe me, I'm wearing Tommy, people get on the interwebby thing and they're checking you out while they're watching the interviews and stuff like that. So I'd be honoured to be able to wear your brand.
Yeah, we can send t-shirt to you. Yeah, we've got some in stock. We can send off to you.
Nice. And if you've got a few,
Absolutely.
if you've got a few spare CDs and some koozies or something like that, let's do a competition. You know what I mean? Let's keep your name rolling here.
Yeah, no,
absolutely.
we've got the first album. We need to get the second one printed still because with the label it's all digital they're working with. But we've got the first album all printed CDs, and then we can send some t-shirts as well.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Nice. Let's go back to the desk. Well, what do you know? 6 minutes away from midday, lunchtime. I've got in there. Not bad timing, actually. 22 degrees. That's my prediction for the day. Barbara's already won, but it's going to hang out at 22. I know it is. And believe me, it's going to be a great day. It is Friday, November the 5th. And today we're talking to District 13 coming out of the UK. And guys, we are going to have to wrap it up here. But just wondering, will you release new stuff with us? Will you send us more new music when you're going to do that? And will you come back for another interview?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah,
Absolutely.
we've actually got our next single is going to come out in December. Is targeted. It's going to be quite different actually. It's actually an acoustic song, so it's the first time we've gone that direction. So yeah, we'll send that one to you. But and certainly when our second album's going to come out in March, April, 14 tracks in total on this one. So it's quite a big one. We've got quite a big range. It's still going to be hard pumping rock like the first one, but it's definitely got a bigger scope. We've got like acoustic ballad one as well, like and some other mental sounds. So
You know, guys, I would be honoured to be able to have a follow-up interview with you guys. Literally, yes, I'm interested in the acoustic version as well. Great experiment, it really would be. So as an engineer, I'm looking forward to hearing the completed work on that. But in the meantime, don't go anywhere, guys. I'm just going to switch over to the other studio. For those of you that are watching on Facebook right now, I've got to say thank you so much. It is Friday. Have a very safe and successful weekend. I'll be back on Monday between 6 and 10 o'clock in the morning. And we've got a number of interviews next week that you're going to love. You really, really are. If you're going to watch over there on YouTube, you know what to do, right? No, you do. Literally, sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. Bell notifications when we have important people like District 13 join us. Have a great weekend. See you next week. In the meantime, guys, hang in there. We're going to switch on over to the other studio.
Galaxy 107 FM.